It was a tough game for Hearts at Tynecastle. They may have dominated Rangers, but they didn't have luck, nor did they have the officials on their side, especially when it came to the penalty call on James Wilson. The Salah double-handed push to the back. James Wilson went down like it was a double-barrel shotgun to the back. But was he wrongfully denied a penalty? That's what we're going to look at here today. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. Welcome back to the channel. Hit the like button, leave a comment down below, and we will get into the comments in a minute. But first, we need to react to the poll. And also, I made a video talking about this, and a few people says that I was making a deal out of nothing and that I was exaggerating and that there was nothing in it and it like had no impact and all this stuff. And it's like, well, what are you on about had no impact? This literally changed the game. Hearts were on top. Hearts were dominating. Hearts were denied a penalty. Could have went 2-1 up. Instead, the break from the denied penalty allowed Rangers to go 2-1 up. This 100% undoubtedly changed the game. Sometimes there is penalty calls in a match and you can argue what would have happened here, what would have happened there, would they have scored, would they have went on to win. But I think you need to be in denial to not admit that this did change the game massively. At this point, man, I think if Hearts go in front, Hearts win this game easy. I really do believe that. But instead, Hearts were denied a penalty, Rangers score, and this completely knocked the stuffing out of Hearts. So look, this for me was a massive game changer. And of course it's relevant. And the big question is, was it a penalty? 929 people have voted. 76% are saying yes, blatant push, should have been a penalty. 24% are saying nah, no foul. For me, it is a penalty. It's a double-handed push to the back from the Salah. Now look, I get it. People do push in the box and not every push is given. And I'm not even saying that I want every push to be given, but I look at what Dessers received a penalty for against Queen's Park last week, and that was way softer than what this was on James Wilson. If you push somebody in the back like that without any attempt to win the ball, if that happens in any area of the pitch, 100% the referee's going to give you a free kick against you. He will do that. So why shouldn't that be the case in the box? And the Salah comes in, pushes Wilson, no attempt to win the ball, stops Wilson from getting the ball, and stops a potential goal-scoring opportunity. And that's not even the worst thing of it. The worst part was the failure to award a penalty led to a Rangers counter and led to a Rangers second goal. So not only were Hearts denied a penalty, Rangers were effectively handed a second goal. So it was like a double whammy. And I think that's what hurts more than anything. I mean, had this penalty not been given and the ball went out of play and nothing came from it and the next few minutes of the game passed, I don't think I'd be as upset. I don't think I'd be as angry. But it's the fact that we were denied a penalty and then being denied the penalty led to Rangers going up the park and scoring, Unbelievable. So yeah, look, I agree with the majority here. 76% saying it was a blatant push. I agree. I think it should have been a penalty. And for me, this changed the game 100%. I think Hearts deserved to leave Tynecastle with all 3 points. In the end, left with absolutely nothing but, a sour taste in our mouth. So let's get into the comments. Let's see what you guys are saying. Whoosh Flying Horse said 100% penalty. Biased refereeing as usual. Masons at work, but they're still crap. Yeah, I mean, I think it was a penalty. Is it 100% a penalty? I mean, I don't know if I'd say 100, but I'd say it's in the high 80s, high 90s for sure. I'm pretty shocked at well, I say I'm pretty shocked it wasn't Put it this way. If that's at Ibrox and let's say Frankie Kent or whatever, or not Frankie, well, whoever was playing, I don't want to even remember his name because he scored 2 own goals. Jesus Christ, why is my brain Jamie McCart. If Jamie McCart runs in and just pushes Igamani in the back and doesn't attempt to win the ball in the Rangers box at Ibrox, are you telling me the Rangers aren't getting a penalty? Of course they are. Of course they are. So, it is what it is. We can say the refs are corrupt. We can say they're biased. We can say that they made a mistake. I mean, you can say what you want, but I think they got it wrong. Jamaran says, was more a pen than the one they got last week. One word, beaten. Yeah, brother beaten. Brother John. John Kelly says, no, you can't give marginal penalties against Rangers or else the sky will fall. Lewis Reed says, what push? It was a mild contact at best, and Hearts boy went down looking for it as if he'd been shot in the head. If you're giving pens for that, then scrap corners and set pieces, as it's 10 pens every corner, for fuck's sake. But it wasn't a corner, you know, it was open play, and the Salas just ran into the back of him and double-handed shoved him, you know, it is what it is. Did you say the same thing last week, like when the penalty was given against Queen's Park? No. He didn't. So there you go. 1000 Winston Smith says blatant. Daniel says, even if you're a Rangers fan, it should have been a penalty. I agree. I mean, I think it was a penalty. Tom Carroll says, if the Rangers penalty versus Queen's Park was given, then yes, I don't think either should be a penalty, but the message in the cup was that instances like that are penalties, so it's a penalty. Look, I agree. I think that I would like to see less penalties given, but you've got to be consistent. If you're going to give penalties for stuff that were way less than that push, then you got to give penalties for them all. And you look at this season, Hearts have came up short. When it comes to penalties, being on the receiving end and, you know, being on the other side, Hearts have definitely come out one of the worst teams this season when it comes to getting penalties and receiving penalties and giving away penalties. Jim Jair says, can't remember a survey when Rangers were screwed out of a penalty for the League Cup, so that cheating FC could claim the hollow victory while being played off the park. Right. I think Rangers were the better team that day. I think Rangers deserved to win that day. But to say that there wasn't a survey is ridiculous. We talked about that penalty for about a month. I'm not even joking. Maybe not a month, but I mean at least a few weeks straight. 100%. There was a lot of buzz. I remember they wanted the audio. That dragged on for a long time. And we did make a survey on it, and we did talk about it. It felt like we were making a video on that daily. So, I'm not going to be called out here for like some sort of hypocrisy or, you know, failing to cover this or that. We cover everything, right? We don't hide away from stuff. If there's a penalty claim out there that goes against a team, it doesn't matter who it goes against, we'll talk about it. That time, the penalty went against Rangers. They should have been awarded one. They weren't. We talked about it. This time, Rangers should have conceded a penalty. It wasn't given, and we're talking about it. So it's as simple as that. If it's worth talking about, then we'll talk about it. If it's relevant, we talk about it. I mean, I think the only times we don't really... the only time we wouldn't put a survey up, if it's like, you know, 1000%, like, undeniable, then, like, what's the point? If something is so blatant, then there's no point talking about it. There's no point putting a poll up. But when it's like, when you can discuss it, then of course we'll put a poll up. SeekRefC says, I'm a Rangers fan. I thought it should have been one when I saw the replay. I think it should have been one as well. John Maffer says, no way. It was a penalty. Far, show it. Too daft. You need to go and see your psychiatrist, son. 2 hands on the guy's back. Push him, yeah, no penalty. However, it was used. Not given for another ref sacked. No ref sacked at Motherwell or Hearts. Yous have been getting away with it. VAR, no penalties. Win the league without cheating. Free trophies since you were born. You're a shambles. Listen to your fans. Coco, get off the delusional nutcase. What the fucking hell? Lost brain cells reading that. I'm losing brain cells. I can't be reading that. Jesus Christ. Aye. Nah, the English isn't the strong point here. Let's move on. T-Boys 98 says 2 hands in the back, pushed off the ball. Come on now, the game is gone if that's allowed. Said the Queen's Park player and fans. I mean, I do. I think it's a penalty, man. I do. Blue Max said probably a fair argument for it being given and not being given, but Hearts were their own worst enemy with missing those chances. Look, I agree. Our finishing was poor. We need to be more clinical, but that doesn't mean we deserve to not get a penalty. You can't say that Hearts were their own downfall because we missed chances. Yes, we did miss chances, but we still don't deserve to be denied a penalty just because we missed chances. Whether we scored those chances or missed those chances, that foul should have resulted in a penalty. Us taking chances or not taking chances is irrelevant. Bo Cinder, explain how it isn't a penalty. How was it not? I never said it wasn't a penalty or it was. My point was there was a fair argument for both, but I don't know the rules. Read before commenting. Well, I'm pretty sure the rules don't state that it's legal to just run in and push a guy double-handed on the back and force him to the ground when he is about to receive the ball in a goal-scoring position. So, I mean, look, I'm not going to claim that I know every single rule in Scottish football, but I'd be surprised if the rules state that what happened there was, a legitimate style of defending for Nasala, because it wasn't. Frank says, can't think of a possible fair argument against me. Caught out of possession, wrong side, last man, 7 yards from goal. Cynical, shoved to deck, clearest penalty imaginable. Look, I'm not saying it's the worst penalty I've ever seen not given, but I do think it was a penalty, man. I'm still surprised it wasn't given. And, like, the more I seen it on the replay, in real time, I thought that maybe it was just like a coming together and that Wilson was making the most of it. But when you see it on the replay, it's a clear shove to the back. I don't know how it wasn't given. Blue Max says, you're asking the wrong person. I don't know the rules, but professionals are saying it's not a penalty and it must not be one. Neil Critchley said it wasn't a pen, as did Sutton and McFadden. Also factoring a lot of Hearts fans are more angry that we scored right after the incident, whereas if we hadn't, and well, I will admit that I am angry that Rangers scored. Had Rangers not scored straight after it, I wouldn't be that upset. That's a fair point, and I have said that. It just felt like a double blow to Hearts. And to be fair, I mean, Sutton did say it wasn't a penalty as well, so I mean, look, maybe it is up for debate, but I just think if that's the other way about, Rangers get a penalty, so that's why I want one, essentially. Yeah, just more arguing here over pens, who's not got them, who's got them. Keachgob, you need help, son. For what? For asking a question? He needs more than that. Maybe a penalty would help. Alright. Barry Thompson, yes, Rangers fans say no. Every other biased Rangers hating fan in the country says yes. Look, I think it's a penalty. I'm not going to change my mind, guys. For me, it was a penalty. Didn't get it. I mean, whatever. We'll move on. We'll still finish in the top 6. We'll still finish above Aberdeen because they're shite. How about that? How about that? Guarantee it. But we should have won. That should have been 3 points on the board. Is what it is. Next time, we need to do better going forward. Need to be more clinical. Need to take our chances. Look, if we took our chances, then we wouldn't have needed that penalty. And that's the sad state. You know, had we just been more clinical going forward, we could have put 4 or 5 past Rangers without even needing to score that. So, next time, need to be better. And hopefully we will be. Anyway, guys, that's it. 76% saying yes, should have been a penalty, blatant push, and I agree. It's not the worst decision I've ever seen. There's been a lot of bad ones in Scottish football. But, yeah, for me, maybe I will look into the rules and see the arguments for it not being a penalty, but just looking at the replay, I thought it should have been given. Anyway, guys, that's it. Till next time, peace.